In this video, we are going to talk about Macbeth. Macbeth is a play written by William Shakespeare in 1603. This play is also known as the Scottish play. First, we will start with the genre. The genre of this play is drama. This is a fictional representation through dialogue and performance. And then we have the subgenre of drama, which is tragedy. This subgenre uses dark themes such as disaster, pain, and death. Here, the protagonists often have a tragic flaw, a characteristic that eventually leads them to their downfall.
The main themes that are presented in the play are loyalty and guilt. King Duncan values loyalty, as it can be seen when he names Macbeth the new Thane of Cawdor, and shows appreciation for Banquo. For Banquo, loyalty is very important. He will not betray Duncan, unlike Macbeth. Guilt is portrayed when Macbeth shows guilt for the murders before and after committing them, and when Lady Macbeth is full of guilt for committing a murder, even though at the beginning she did not appear to feel remorse. Ambition. This theme is represented by Macbeth and his wife Lady Macbeth, who are tempted by the idea of Macbeth becoming king. Ambition eventually leads them to their downfall. The supernatural. This theme is represented mostly by the three witches and their prophecies that lead the entire play. Appearance and reality. This shows how looks can be deceiving and that in reality people are not what they appear to be. Just like Macbeth, who first appears to be loyal but in reality he is an ambitious traitor.
Next, we have the setting. The play Macbeth takes place in Scotland during the 11th century. Due to its far location, Scotland is often dark, dreary, and damp. These characteristics create the perfect setting for evilness to happen.
Then we have the characters. Duncan, he's the King of Scotland. He's a model of a virtuous, benevolent, and far-sighted ruler. Macbeth, he's a brave soldier and a powerful man. But he's not a virtuous one. He's easily tempted into murder to fulfill his ambitions to the throne. Lady Macbeth, she's Macbeth's wife, a deeply ambitious woman who lusts for power and position. In the beginning, she seems to be the stronger and more ruthless of the two. The three witches, they are the ones who plot mischief against Macbeth using spells and prophecies. Banquo, he's a brave and noble general who fights alongside Macbeth, and just like Macbeth, he's also ambitious, but he's not blinded by it. Macduff, he's a brave noble who is completely loyal to King Duncan. He seeks justice for Duncan and the people of Scotland. Malcolm, he's the son of Duncan, and the heir to the throne. He appears weak and uncertain of his own power.
Then we have the plot. Act 1. The story begins with three witches discussing when to meet again. The witches encounter the war heroes Macbeth and Banquo and tell them their prophecies. You will become Thane of Cawdor and King of Scotland. You will not be king, but your sons will be. Lady Macbeth finds out about the prophecy through a letter written for her by Macbeth. Lady Macbeth convinces Macbeth to kill King Duncan and they start planning the murder, although Macbeth is having second thoughts about killing him.
Act 2. Macbeth hallucinates a bloody dagger floating in the middle of the air. He then decides to go ahead with the plan. Macbeth commits the murder and then plants the daggers to frame the guards. Macduff does not believe the guards killed King Duncan and asks Macbeth for answers. Duncan's sons flee the country afraid that the killer will try to murder them too.
Act 3. Banquo reflects on how the second prophecy comes true and suspects that Macbeth killed Duncan. Macbeth, afraid of Banquo's sons becoming kings, sends 2 martyrs to kill him and his son Flaance, but Flaance escapes. During a banquet, Macbeth is haunted by vision of Banquo's ghost because of the guilt.
Act 4. Macbeth visits the 3 witches so he can get some answers. But they give him 3 more prophecies. Beware of Macduff. You cannot be killed by anyone born of a woman, and you will not be defeated until trees move. He then orders Macduff to be killed, but he's not at home, so he kills his family. Macduff goes to England to convince Duncan's son, Malcolm, to return to Scotland to fight against Macbeth.
Act 5. Lady Macbeth has been walking and talking in her sleep because she feels guilty for the murder. Malcolm and Macduff's army advances, cutting down branches from trees to use as a camouflage to enter the castle. Macbeth is told that Lady Macbeth is dead, and he remarks that life is only a brief candle.
Macduff confronts Macbeth, who still believes in the witch's prophecy that he cannot be killed by a man born of a woman. But Macduff reveals the truth, that he was ripped from his mother's womb and not born naturally. While fighting, Macduff kills Macbeth.
Macduff tells Malcolm that the tyrant Macbeth is dead. He hails Malcolm as the new king of Scotland.
And finally, we have the conflict of the story. Macbeth, who initially was an admirable war hero, is tempted by ambition and pushed by Lady Macbeth to fulfill the witch's prophecy. He struggles with the decision to murder for personal benefit because ambition motivates him to do the unthinkable. He kills Duncan and drowns in guilt afterward. He then becomes paranoid and the repercussions are endless, like murdering many more people and eventually leading him to his downfall. At the end of the play, the Macbeth we see is very recognizable as the nobleman from the beginning, demonstrating the impact that evil has.